Okay, folks, Mike's Instant Movie Review. Last night, early evening film, I saw, it's called You Hurt My Feelings. I think that's the title. I don't think it's You've Hurt My Feelings. I think it's You Hurt My Feelings. And this is, should you go see the fucking movie or not? I think so. I think give this one a shot. It's a very particular type of humor. Don't hashtag me into oblivion, okay? But I would just, if you remember the old Woody Allen movies or like Neil Simon plays, is it okay to say it this way? Is this okay? New York City Jewish humor it's not a fucking insult. It's just a very particular kind of take away all the fucking creepiness from Woody Allen, but Radio Days and stuff like Brighton Beach Memoirs by Neil Simon, like the particular Brooklyn, family type of comedy. I didn't grow up in an environment like that, but those movies always made me feel kind of akin to these big crazy families where everyone's a pain in the ass, everybody's in each other's business, and I don't know how better to describe it than a New York City Jewish comedy. I mean, is that okay? I mean, at one point in this movie, they don't really light any menorahs in this movie. They don't celebrate Hanukkah. But the son says something to the effect to the mom, Julie Louis-Dreyfus's mom, do we have any bagels? So I'm just saying, I assume that these were Jewish characters, at least some of them. Maybe, you assume you make an ass out of you and you. But in any event, what's this movie all about? Should you go see it? I think so. I like the movie. And I like that it was short. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. I think it was even tighter than like the typical 90-minute movie these days. I think it came in at 80 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, which I enjoyed. Thank you, filmmakers, for keeping your movie nice and tight for me. I liked it. Julie Louis-Dreyfus plays a novelist, and she has a sister who, according to the sister, is 25 years younger, but maybe 15 or 20, who knows. But she has a sister. I think they just threw that in, the line in there somehow, because Julia Louis-Dreyfus is older than she looks, and I guess this actress, I don't know what the fuck, but they threw that in. Like, oh, she's my much, much, much older sister. I don't know. Because Julia Louis-Dreyfus still looks good to me. She plays this novelist. She's got a sister who's like an interior designer for these rich assholes. And then they both have husbands. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's husband is a therapist, and they have a son together. And I was initially thinking, is that the therapist's stepson? But no, I think it's just a regular couple, like no divorce, no bullshit. So their son, who's like 23 years old, he's trying to find his way in the world like we all are. He works in a pot store, not plants, but like marijuana, okay? And his mother's very concerned that he works with this seedy element, although she's a pothead herself at times. But the son is he's writing a play, which we never really find out what the fuck it's about, but he's writing a stage play, and of course he's living in the shadows of his well-known published mother, and so, like a Julian Lennon or a Sean Lennon or whoever the fuck Lennon, he doesn't want to live in her shadow, but he wants to do his own art. So, this is why I say this is a very fucking New York City Jewish comedy, okay? How else could I explain it, okay? Hashtag whatever the fuck. So we get into this thing. Then you've got the other sister, the Louis-Dreyfus's sister's character. I don't know the actress's name. Her husband is a stage actor, and he's moderately good. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. But he takes himself and is acting very seriously, blah, blah, fuck. Then there's some other characters. The therapist husband guy, he's got several interesting patients. He's got this guy, Jim, who's not very interesting, except that every time Jim leaves a appointment, he swears underneath his breath about the therapist, fucking idiot, or what a tool, or moron. That's kind of funny. And then he also has a couple of patients played by David Cross, of the Bob and Cross show, or whatever the fuck, David and, what was it called? David and Bob and David. You know what I'm talking about. The guy with the other guy from that show, Mr. Show with Bob and David, the other fucking guy, this Saul guy. Well, not Bob Odenkirk. This is David Cross, the bald one. He's very funny. Him and a female who I didn't recognize played patients of the therapist's husband, and they probably shot all their scenes in one day. Very funny, very effective. David Cross. That's really the best way to use a guy like David Cross, and just little bullets in the movie. Like, I don't know if I'd want to hang with David Cross for a whole movie, but I think he was in The Cable Guy going way back to 97, and just these little roles, you know what I mean? And I think that's perfect use of David Cross. The guy that played the husband, the therapist, he's one of these guys that I guess he's famous and he's probably done a ton of shit. I just didn't recognize him. But he was good. Like I said, Dreyfus is really good. What else goes on in this movie? The son is always bitching about his girlfriend. We never meet the girlfriend. That might have been nice. I'm trying to remember if she was ever in the movie. I don't think she was. She's alluded to but not seen. I think it would have been nice to have seen the girlfriend in a scene or two, to kind of fill out not only her mystery character, but also the son's character, because he's just kind of floating there like this entitled asshole. But if we actually saw him struggling with the girlfriend, it might be good. Maybe the movie would have been 90 minutes then instead of 80, filmmakers. But what else? I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I said, you might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, why do you have to label this thing a New York City Jewish movie? It's just a certain particular humor of kind of like like Seinfeld, I guess. I mean, it's just the inadequacies of life, the human condition, people thinking too much, people getting caught up in their own narcissism. There's an interesting storyline with the husband and wife. They have this wonderful relationship, but then it's revealed that the husband has been holding out his true opinions on her latest novel. He doesn't like her novel, but he's been feeding her ass full of smoke for 2 years, telling her how good it is. But then, he's discovered that he's been, really hating the book all along. And the wife gets very angry. And then even her sister's like, hey, sister, he loves you so much, he lied to you about your fucking book. He loves you, he doesn't like your book, get over yourself. And I thought that was very interesting, okay, because as you know, I write wonderful books, and you people could be buying them right now, A Distance from Avalon, Fight or Play Basketball, all my wonderful novels that are available. Have you purchased them? You go to the fucking top of this website or go to Amazon, look up Mike Messier, author. You can see all my wonderful books that you should be reading right now. But as a writer myself, I can understand these issues, these problems of, trying to communicate, trying to share your wonderful gifts with the world, and people don't often care, quite honestly. So there you fucking go. I mean, I write these goddamn books, and then I think wow, this is a great book that I've written, and nobody seems to give a flying shit. So I felt the fucking pain. I saw the movie, and I liked it. Now, is it the fucking classic of all time? No. But I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think it's well worth a watch. It's one of those, you could watch this at home. There's no big special effects. There's no great views of the Grand Canyon. It's just a nice goddamned movie. Subscribe to this channel. This is one Mike Messier. If you want to watch my films, you're saying, gee whiz, Mike, you're such an expert on cinema. Where can we watch your material? Well, then you hop on over to One Man in a Camera Films to watch my movies that I write and direct and act in at times over there. And then if you're really bored, and if you happen to be a pro wrestling or a sports fan, you go to One Pro Wrestling and Sports Fan YouTube channel. And then you see all these wonderful things that I do. If you really want to support me, you can go to The Foreign Object, all lowercase, all one word, The Foreign Object. Google how to spell foreign. And then you can buy my fucking original art. So that's it. Overall, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, everyone else, they made a really funny little movie. It's not going to hurt you to see it, and I enjoyed it.